Hi there, and welcome to another edition of Rabbit Types, where I take your pictures of your rabbit and we give a good guess as to what breed you have there. Today we're looking at Beasley, and Patty had sent in pictures of Beasley along with an email, and the email stated that she thought Beasley was either an English spot or a Polish rabbit. That Beasley is about 4.5 pounds now and has chunked up to about 5.5 pounds in the past when she's been on a more pellet diet. I actually did a really long video all about Beasley and English spot rabbits, and when I went to save it, it was erased, and oh, I can't believe it. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing this while the kids are asleep so that there's no background noise, and my whole video went missing. So I'm going to go back through this again real quick. I'm glad that Patty sent this picture of Beasley in, because one of the common misconceptions is when you have a white rabbit with spots, that makes it an English spot, and that's simply not true. A lot of people have this misconception. This marking is actually called, and I believe in the UK they do call the markings themselves English spot, but these markings in the US here we call broken, and broken simply means that you have a white rabbit with the color in broken spots all over the body, and they usually follow a pattern. It's on the nose, around the eyes, on the ears, on the side of the body, and a black stripe down the spine. So this is Beasley here, and I'm going to switch over to a picture of an English spot so that you can kind of get to see the difference. The biggest difference, aside from the markings, is when you look at an English spot, you'll see this high arching body. Very thin bones. The legs are very thin and long. The front legs as well, very thin and long. And a very high arching body. This is called a hare body type. Kind of like what you would expect to see like a jackrabbit or a hare in the wild. They are the same species of rabbit as all the others, but they were just bred in a way to get more of this hare body type. English spots are not common. 9.5 times out of 10, if you think you have an English spot, you don't. And I am even questioning that other 0.5%. The thing is that, first of all, like I said, they're not very common. Second of all, they don't really make good pets. They don't end up in pet stores. Breeders don't tend to sell them as pets. One, because they're not very common, so breeders aren't willing to let go of their stock. And two is they're very wiry, high-strung, high metabolism, hyperactive rabbits. They don't like cuddling at all. They have fragile body types. They're literally just bounce off the walls. They're not cuddly at all. Some people say, well, my rabbit's a little standoffish. Well, until you've had a hare type rabbit, you don't understand. These guys really, they're offended by any kind of human contact for the most part. Now, I'm sure there are exceptions, and I'm sure there are people that have kept English spots successfully as pets, but you just don't see them out there. And remember, most of the time when we have pet rabbits, when we have house rabbits, even if you got it from a rescue, the rescue got it from somebody who bought it usually from a breeder or a pet store, and there's certain breeds that turn up as, for sale as pets, and certain breeds that don't. English spot is one that doesn't, and again, a lot of people look and say, oh, my rabbit has spots, it must be an English spot. It's not. English spot's a very regal breed, very, very beautiful breed, and a few of the characteristics other than the hair type is that you have the solid butterfly on the nose. We call that a butterfly. You have a thin eye ring, one spot on the cheek. You've got the 2 black ears, and then you have a very thin, it's hard to see in this picture, a very thin spinal stripe going down here. Not a lot of stray color coming off that. And then freckles in this pattern on the side. And I could show you 20 different pictures of English spots. All of them are going to basically look identical to this rabbit. There's not a lot of variation in it. Okay, so after looking at that, let's go back to our picture of Beasley, and you can start to see right away the difference. Beasley's very round, very soft, a little chubby in a couple of these pictures, and does not have that hare body type. I mean, especially when you look at that there. You got the short, stubby legs, the thick feet there, dewlap. You know, I don't think an English spot has ever sat still long enough to develop a dewlap. Dewlaps are only in female rabbits, by the way, and that's what that pouch of skin underneath the chin is called, is the dewlap. Beasley then is definitely not an English spot. There's, you know, the color, the markings are all over the place. They're clumped together. They're not freckled about. The spinal stripe is wide. You've got stray speckles everywhere. And again, the body type is completely off. So Patty's other guess was that Beasley was a Polish. Again, not likely. Polish are a small rabbit. They're about 2.5 pounds. Beasley, with the size of her ears and the size of her body, does not have any little rabbit in her. So at 4.5 pounds and chunking out at 5.5 pounds, but let's say that she should be 4.5 pounds. And looking at these markings are most common in a mini Rex. And again, mini Rex does not mean tiny 2.5 pound rabbit. They're usually about a 4 pound rabbit, and Beasley's 4.5. The problem is Beasley is not a Rex, and it would be the best guess is a Rex, but she's not a Rex. And the reason we know this is because of the whiskers. And you might not be able to see it there by the time I post this online. I'm not sure how the video quality is going to look. But Beasley has very straight whiskers. If you're ever wondering whether or not your rabbit is a mini Rex, go straight to the whiskers. It's a dead giveaway. Mini Rex have crinkly or curly whiskers every time, no exception. However, if you mix a mini Rex with a different breed that does not have Rex fur, the mixed baby bunny that would result from that will have straight whiskers. So you can have a mini Rex mix and not have any of the mini Rex traits. And I think that is probably our best guess with Beasley. I believe that she is a mini Rex mix. She was probably mixed with a larger breed rabbit, probably a rabbit that would top out around the 6-7 pound range. Again, she's only 4.5 pounds now, but when she gets chubby, she gets up to that 5.5. The markings, even the body shape, is just yelling mini Rex. There's a few things that don't yell mini Rex, like the size of her feet, the way her body shape is, especially on the rear end. Those are characteristics of some of the larger breeds, plus the size of her dewlap. The larger breed rabbit you get, the bigger the dewlap gets. So her color is black, her markings are broken, and her breed is probably mini Rex mix. So she's a broken black mini Rex mix. And I hope you found that helpful. Again, I was very glad to do a video that shows the difference between a true English spot breed and the broken markings that a lot of people mistake for English spot. So again, hopefully that was helpful, and if you want me to take a look at your bunny and try to diagnose what breed the bunny is, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult like Beasley, but a lot of times we can get pretty spot on. Just send me pictures and an email to the email address that will come at the end of this video. And please include where you live, what country you live in, because that does make a difference. Whether or not the rabbit is full grown or if it's still a baby, approximate size, and also what breed you think it is, or if you got it from a rescue, what breed they thought it was, or pet shop or breeder, what they told you it was. Sometimes that helps me. Many times pet shops especially are very, very wrong, but sometimes that can help me get into the right direction. So again, I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.